YouTube, Zilfme here again with another BJD Addicts prompt. I believe this one is 32. How do you buy your dolls? I'm assuming this is where do you buy them from, what is the process you go through, and how do you prepare for them. So both of my dolls I bought secondhand off of Den of Angels. Both times it worked out just fine. There weren't any problems. There wasn't any extra waiting or anything weird or mysterious. It was just fine. I know when I bought Keely, I think I just paid for her up front. I think I saved the money, stared at the dolls, and then when I had the money and was ready, I went around looking for who was selling the doll and what was the best deal and blah, blah, blah. And I found her and pretty much just paid all the money just up front. Just take my money and give me the doll. I remember there was a little bit of drama because I was still living at home at the time and I had just gotten a job and it was my first paycheck and it was like the whole paycheck. But I had gone through a lot of struggling and stuff, so it was one of those, I'm rewarding myself for getting where I am. I'm going to buy this doll and then nothing else for a long time. And my dad saw that transaction in my bank account and he lost his mind. He was not happy. Where did you just spend $300? You're supposed to be saving that. Blah. And it became a real dramatic issue for a while. And then when I got her, everyone was very weird about it, mostly because of the money that was spent. And then I think it kind of glazed over and became less of a problem because it gave me something to do because I was like using old socks or something and sewing a bunch of clothing, and I would do creative things like that or go out and take pictures of her a lot, and I was just doing normal me creative things. It wasn't something weird and creepy. It was a little strange, but I think most of that kind of glazed over when it became more of an art hobby or anything. And then when it wasn't like I was buying a whole bunch of them or a whole bunch of other stuff for the doll, it was just I bought the one thing, I used it for a lot of hobbies, it was really cool, and that was that. Let's see. How did I do when I bought Vivian? Vivian was twice as expensive as Keely. But at this point, I was living by myself, and I had a job that paid pretty well at the time. So I had made the decision to do it, saved up half of the money, kind of found someone who would do a layaway. So I paid half of it up front and then took like 2 or 3 more months to pay the rest of it off. And then had her shipped in. I think she was shipped in from the Netherlands, so it took a lot longer to get here. But I remember when she showed up, I was super excited. I only had both dolls for a short amount of time because very shortly after I got Vivian in, I sent Keely off to get her face up, which was kind of funny. But at least I had someone at home. I think I would have felt weird if I just sent her off and there was nothing at home to play with. That's pretty much my story about buying them. I do have a plan to buy my third one this year, kind of as a reward for doing school well. I'm taking classes to be a graphic designer and I'm doing pretty well in those. So I have a system set up where every week that I turn in all of my homework on time, I add, I think it's $10 a week. Like I get to save $10 a week. I throw that $10 into a bucket, and then when it's enough money, I'm going to go buy an Ippelhaus Boris. I have been staring at him for several years, and I think he's pretty. I really like their special real skin, the more tan skin. So it'll be my first tan doll. It'll be the first doll I buy from a company, and it'll be my first boy. So it's kind of a big deal. And I've been putting it off because I would save up the money and then something would happen and I'd have to use that money for like bills or to pay. I think one year I was going to buy him and then I had to have dental surgery. something always came up, or one year I was going to buy them and then I lost my job and then I had to use that money to pay bills until I got a new job. And it just has been a struggle. And now I'm like in a place where there's a lot less struggle. So if I'm smart about it, I'm careful and I just save up my money over time. Um, it kind of sucks because it's going to take like the whole year. At the rate that I'm going, it's going to take like the entire year. So I'm going to probably buy him for myself for Christmas, which I'm excited for either way, but it just kind of sucks that it's like I'm doing better, but I have to wait so long just to pay for him and then wait several months for him to show up, which is a bit of a downer, but it should be pretty cool. So that is my story about how I buy my dolls, and I hope that was vaguely entertaining or informational for people. Thanks for dropping by watching this video. If you thought it was amusing, give me a thumbs up. If you want to keep track of whatever, I'm going to attempt to go through the entire list at some point. A lot of these I'm holding off on because I feel like I need both of them here for it. I know I'm going to do a box opening when Vivian does come back home. So if you want to catch up on all of the prompts, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be here for a while. So thanks for stopping by.